With that, I'll turn it over to Laurie.
Good morning. The power of I am is probably one of my favorite topics, and a number of years ago, I've written a few books, and a number of years ago I was working late at night and got the inspiration and the channeling urge to write a book. And in about 4 hours it manifested. That's the power of I am. So I ask that you just take a moment, take a deep breath, close your eyes. Let's get centered to where we are this Sunday morning. And think about these thoughts. I am an energetic being in transformation. I am a loving energy that loves unconditionally. I am human with a spirited soul. I am beautiful. I am open to all that the universe provides. I am an intelligent and learning being. I am the voice of my truth. I am a caring spirit. I am true to my internal spirit. I am authentic. I am a teacher. I am light. I am balanced in my energy. I am living a life of abundance. I am at peace with the world. I am without fear. I am moving forward on my journey. I am courageous. I'm a lifelong learner. I am a giver and I am a receiver. I am balanced. I am conscious of all elements of the earth. I am connected to all energetic realms. I am loved. I am the giver of love and light. I am. I am. Good morning. Those little words are so powerful because they're an introduction to the world and a reaffirmation of ourselves every time we say them. And even if we're not saying them out loud, we're spinning those words in my head or in our heads, right? Every time we go out in public, every time we wake up in the morning, it's what do I have to do? It's tied to that I am. And that I am is that center energy. And today I want to talk about 3 things. The power of that I am energy, Saint Germain and the keeper of the I am energy or the violet flame, and how do we activate that violet flame and ignite that inner spirit? And how do they all tie together? So there's going to be an activation meditation here this morning. Do you feel the energy in the room? Do you feel the heat? That's your energy. As you've come into this place this morning, you've contributed to this energy of this place. So thank you for being here. And Saint Germain, as I feel him behind me, because it's really warm up here, it has nothing to do with the lights. Saint Germain, I believe, had a part in all of you being here today. How many of you just had an urge that said, I have to be here? I just have to be here. Never, look at all the hands here. And what I'm noticing in my world of healing and connecting with the ascended masters, the angels, the guides, they are participating more with us. And they're leaving us little clues along the way. And that could be really frustrating for some of us because we want the whole answer, right? We don't want a clue. I just want to know where I'm going. But the clues lead us to more clues or to our own answer, our own inner journey. Okay? So within us, I like to say we have seeds that are beginning to blossom. And today, I brought seeds for everybody. I love flowers. I love plants. And so before you leave, and we'll hand them out either before you leave or during the service here, I would like you to take a packet of seeds and think about your own internal seed. So when you think about a seed, do you think about that it's a flower? It already is a flower in that seed. It already is. And if we think about our own inner heart, inner flame, we already are. It's already here. Much like a seed, sometimes we don't know. Are we a tulip? Are we a rose? Are we a violet? Are we something else? I like to share a story that I love plants. And I have a backyard garden. And one fall, I planted because I wanted a spring full of flowers. So when spring came, I was nurturing that backyard. I was pulling weeds, and there was one plant I couldn't identify, but I nurtured it. I pulled all the weeds around it, but I kept that one plant. And it was a few months later, one of my friends came over and he said, Laurie, do you want me to go pull that weed for you? So that plant that I was nurturing was a weed, but it still was beautiful. It had yellow flowers, and I nurtured it. To me, at that point, it wasn't a weed until someone named it a weed. Be careful on who you allow to name your flower as a weed. Take a deep breath and allow that energy to come in. And if you've ever watched a blade of grass come up through the middle of cement or in the crack of a cement, and you ponder and wonder, how in the world did that plant get there? How is it growing? It just needs light. It just needs a place to plant its roots, to grow. And many of us are in that same place. We just need a place to plant our roots, some nourishment, which might be community such as this, some sunlight, some water, maybe a little bit of food from the earth, and we prosper, we grow. So as you take a moment, yes?
Weeds have the best survival skills, the most endurance, they tend to be the strongest. They might not be the biggest and brightest and most beautiful flowers, but they know how to make flowers that make them either the most seeds or the most princess bread.
They do.
So we need to learn to appreciate everybody for what is your strength.
Right, that inner. So if you didn't hear the comments, weeds are the strongest plant. They have the tenacity, they have the drive, they have the power to survive and to grow, even in drought or even in those places where we don't want them, right? So pay attention to your inner seed. And when we talk about the I am energy, it is that inner seed that you have. And right now we're going through some transformation, transmutation, evolution, and some of us don't know what we yet are to become. We're getting those little clues, and that could be really frustrating for some of us, right? I just want to know. I just want to know. I just want to know. Your soul does know. It's right here. Your soul does know. Everything you need to follow your journey path, you have. And many of us look to external resources, but everything you need is right here. Take a deep breath. Take a moment and think of your own I am statements. Some of those I am statements that don't feel good. Maybe those I am statements that were put to you or put on you by somebody else, and you've just adopted them over time. That might be a little bit of homework the angels are giving you today, is just to think about that and to alleviate or get rid of those I am statements and move into that place of I am love. I am perfect. Those statements. And I'm feeling the heat, and I'm seeing your light, and I'm looking at all your flames. And sometimes when that inner flame gets covered, it never goes out. It might get covered or diminished by things that we have put in our reference, things that we tell about ourselves, or things that we hear about others that we've adapted or adopted into our energy field. That I am energy. Your lights are all burning bright, and we're going to activate and ignite that flame even brighter, and that's why it might get a little warm in here. I can't apologize for that. It just is. Is anyone familiar with the story of Saint Germain, or the keeper of the violet flame? Yes, the young one there. So Saint Germain is an ascended master, and Lady Portia is also ascended master, meaning that they lived here on earth and they ascended into the heavens, and now they're helpers to us here. And I experience them as energy or light, and Saint Germain comes in as a violet light. It's very significant as it ignites the violet flame within our heart. And as the story goes, Saint Germain carried the blue flame, the masculine energy. And that masculine energy was all about the throat chakra. It was all about finding your voice. It was all about how you present yourself out into the world. And Saint Germain and Lady Portia were twin flames. Some of you might be familiar with that. That love, that undying connection and relationship connection between the masculine and feminine. So they were earthly twin flames. And Lady Portia carries the pink flame. She carries the feminine energy. And that feminine energy is in our heart. So what do you get when you combine blue and pink? Violet. Violet or purple. Yes. And so as those rays came in, the blue flame and the pink flame combined, and they interwove and they intertwined as a twin flame does, and they created that violet flame. And when that happens, it transmutes, or it moves upward, and it opens up our crown chakra, and we access the golden light of divine. Those 3 points tap us into our divine energy. So that's what we're going to activate today. And before are there any questions on that? Yes?
I just think it's beautiful to hear balance, and I just feel like that's so important these days.
Yes. We have a microphone, right? And if, we do have a microphone, and so if you do have questions, just raise your hand, we'll get a microphone. So what was said is, you love the story because it creates balance, and it is all about balance. It is about being balanced in the masculine and the feminine energy. And we all have both. Sometimes I see people's energy and they're tipped one way or the other. So the blue flame comes in and it activates the left side of the brain, which actually controls the right side of the body. The pink flame comes in, it activates the right side of the brain and activates the left side of the body. See the intertwining that happens in our DNA, in our physical presence? And it's important that we have that balance, because sometimes I see people and they're tipped, which means that their energy is tipped. Okay? You all have masculine and feminine energy. Other questions? All right. I'm going to do an activation then, because I'm being called to do that. So please sit quietly, feet on the ground. And if you're feeling warm at all, it's simply because it's meant to be. It's the flame of love, the flame of life coming in. Are you warm? Yeah, it's okay. It is warm. Comfortable. And I invite Archangel Michael in. Archangel Michael, he's reminding me, I'm feeling his presence here. He is the keeper of that flame. So that's also why we're feeling the heat in this space this morning. Take a deep breath. Exhale out. Deep breath in. Then exhale out again. And notice your heartbeat. Connect with that heartbeat, that divine pulse, that divine connection with Mother Earth, that divine connection with your I Am presence. Mighty I Am presence, divine source. Manifest in me now the sacred violet flame of transmutation, evolution, transformation. Bring this flame into every cell, molecule, and atom of my body, filling me totally and completely. Take a deep breath. Blaze into my heart. Expand outward and all around me. Blaze into my physical, my emotional, my mental, and my spiritual bodies. Surround my entire being. As you take a deep breath, continue to feel your heartbeat. I am the feeling of rawness, stripped to the essence of love. Feel your heart open. There is power there if you're courageous and brave to go there. Be here, be in your heart. Stay here for a moment, feeling its power, its beat. It has a beat all of its own. This is your beat, your I am energy heartbeat. Connect with this beat. Own it. Notice, is it slow? Is it fast? Is it calm? Is it excited? Here at this point of I am is only love. It's okay. It's just feeling the energy. Deep breath. Now harness this love and play with it. Bring it into your presence in your life. Begin to direct it. Bring it into your mind to provide loving thoughts, creative ideas, compassionate words that flow from your lips. Bring it into your eyes so you can see the world as a place of opportunity, choice, growth, and beauty. Bring it to your ears so that you hear and listen all those around you. You hear their words, you hear their feelings, you hear as they speak of their adventures and their excitement about life. They hear what they want to share with you. You hear the beauty in nature, the birds, the activities of spring and change. Bring it into your voice, where you share the beautiful spirit that you are, the words that you use to encourage others, to comfort others, to speak your dreams. Use it to sing, to hum, to chant. Bring it into your voice. And now bring it to your hands. Feel the pulse of energy there. Loving hands, loving energy. Do you feel the pulse in the palms of your hands? Acknowledge that those hands work hard using technology, our computers and phones. They pick up things, they open things, they point to things. They hold another's hand. Feel the energy in your hands, the pulse that comes from the I am energy out to the outer extremities in your hands. And bring it to your arms and notice the strength there. Bring it to your lungs, deep breath in. Knowing now that every time you inhale and every time you exhale, you bring your I am energy inward and outward and outward and inward. Deep breath. Bring it to your legs, and this energy surges into you and pushes you forward, sometimes moving you in directions you didn't think you wanted to go, but your soul knows, your heart knows, your body knows. And if you're feeling twitching in your legs, that's okay, you're being activated. Deep breath. Bring it to your feet, the connection with Mother Earth, that place that we ground and connect with all that touches the earth, the animals, trees, plants, and of course other people. And as all of you are seated here today with your feet on the ground, you are connected. Deep breath. Bring it all. Open up your pipeline. Open up your heart. Bring it all. Feel its fire. Feel its pulse grow stronger. Feel it move about you to activate and integrate with all organs within your physical body. Breathe deep. I am energy. I acknowledge the magnificent force that I am. I am. And now we send the golden light to you, filling and surrounding your entire body with its divine radiance, connecting the blue flame, the violet flame, the pink flame, and the yellow flame. Raising your vibration frequency to the highest level possible for you at this time. So be it, so it is. So be it, so it is. Take a deep breath. And sit in this energy a little bit and notice, how do you feel? Do you feel light? Do you feel warm? Do you feel emotion? Do you feel activated and ready to move forward? Do you feel a different pulse within the center of your chest? Deep breath. Any questions? Your light is magnificent. Do you feel different than when you walked in? And if you've never been connected to Saint Germain or Lady Portia, you're connected now. They're sending love and light. Deep breath. So now, after we've been activated, what might we experience? What might happen to us, right? Well, we've just opened up your heart and your throat and your crown. Your heart is where that I am is. So, as the angels suggested earlier, releasing any old beliefs or any old I am statements that just don't fit you anymore. Create some new ones today. Plant them with the seeds. And actually what I would suggest doing is, when you plant the seeds, take a little piece of paper and write out, I am, I am, I am. Put it in the bottom of the pot. Put some dirt on it. Put the seeds in. And grow those flowers and grow your I am statements. And as you've activated the heart and that I am energy, and we've activated more of the throat, you're going to be excited about telling the world, I am love. I am this. Practice that. I always tell people I never know if the angels are going to give homework, and it seems like they're giving homework out today. And the crown chakra, that's very connected to the third eye and the crown, but that's a connection to your higher self. So you may observe in a feeling way, of feeling those around you, feeling more connected to them, feeling maybe their anxiety because they're going through change too. You have a new set of tools. They may not. Be compassionate in the journey. You might be triggered, meaning things that were okay last week are not okay this week. That triggering is meant to open up and release residue. I call it tar. That's kind of been there for a long time that just is difficult to move. Anytime that we're triggered or anytime we have an emotional response to something, it's simply to do one thing. Anyone know? It's simply to urge us to heal that emotion. So if we can get to the root of what created that trigger, what feeling is at the root, we can release it. But we have a habit of just avoiding it or moving on. So notice what you're being triggered in. And March was a heavy, heavy triggering month. Did anyone experience a really rough March time period? Yeah. Yes. Venus energy is in play now for the next few months, and with that, we're doing deep heart work. So March was an opportunity month to do some of that work. April's going to be another month, another opportunity month. So is May. Yay, right? Just what you wanted to hear this morning. But it is. But again, the message is you have everything that you need to move through this transformation. The violet flame is used to transmutate, to burn away, to clear away, to heal that what no longer serves us. So use it. You get into a sticky situation or you get into a sticky emotion that just is stuck here, call in Saint Germain. He's the keeper of that flame. Call him in. Remind yourself you have everything here. Ignite that flame to transmute that emotion, to evolve through that emotion, to grow into what is next for you. And if any of you are feeling, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I don't like where I am, but I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Think about the seeds. You need to nurture the seeds, nurture the inner energy, nurture the heart energy so that you can blossom into that which you want to be. I'm going to pause. Questions?
I just want to know about Lady Portia as well, because it doesn't feel like she is as present. You know, like Saint Germain's the keeper of the violet flame, and what's her presence and role right now?
Right now, and that's very true, Joan, is that in Saint Germain you read about, if you Google the violet flame, you will see Saint Germain all over. There's books written about him. Her role was to be the pink energy, the heart energy, to allow evolution. And I would say that her role, we don't read about her very much because some of us also are in that supportive role. Anyone finding themselves in that role, that they're a role in somebody else's or somebody else's dream. And once both of you join forces, then you both move forward. And I'm not talking about codependency, I'm talking about two individuals coming together with a purpose to go forward. The Lady Portia, I don't know that she really knew her role in the future of the violet flame. She was just all about love. And I can relate to some myself and some clients is like, I'm just love. I don't know what that role is in life. All I can be is just love. And just love whatever arises. That's a great question. Yeah. I don't even think there's much written about her. Yeah. And even now, as I ask her to come forward and give us more information, she's kind of in the background, and her role is just, I'm just love. Much like love is always that undertow, it's always there for us. It doesn't have to be big and bold and showy, right? It can just be there. The interesting thing, though, is we need love, we need the heart, we need the throat, in order to combine and to move forward into that violet flame. So you can't do one without the other. You can't just speak about it. You can't use your throat chakra. You have to feel it. You have to be ignited here and allow it to come out. Other questions? Yes. We have one in front.
So, about Lady Portia and love, there's unconditional love, and there's maternal love, and there's lots of other kinds of love, you know, for friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as evolution, kind of the dawning of the age of Aquarius and the things of the changing, Like I noticed in my past, I was showing that maternal love. I was doing all that extra work and feeling exhausted because that's what my mother and my grandmothers modeled for me. This is what we do. We do all this extra stuff for everybody else, and we give and we give. And I'm learning to step back at this point in my life and say, wait a minute, I'm looking for somebody that's more of an equal partner. And I'm wondering if Lady Portia is going to be stepping up more and saying, you know, it's okay to feel all this love and have all this unconditional love, but I don't have to just give it away anymore. I expect the other person to step up and say, yeah, you know, I've got this love too. And is that what's happening? Is that the part?
Yeah,
is that
it's
the timing of the universe now?
Yeah, it is, and that's a great question because we are requiring or asking for or desiring, whatever words we want to put in there, about that partnership. Because if we've been on the track of unconditional love and giving love and giving love and giving love, our role as humans, we give unconditionally, we do. But we've shut that down over lifetimes, or we've shut that down maybe in this lifetime. So that's opening up for us. And then we're recognizing when we open up, it's like, hey, I'm feeling lopsided here. That's the soul knowing, kind of lopsided. I want that other, that partner love. And that love doesn't have to come in the form of a romantic relationship. It can be community. It can be family. It can be friends. It can be a pet. It's love. It's where you're receiving and you're allowing. And sometimes the feminine energy, and this goes for guys too, but sometimes the feminine energy doesn't allow. You're like, oh no, I can do this on my own. So we have to learn that step too. That's that humbleness that we go through, being humble, okay? And you're also talking about accountability. It's accountability in my own life, my own energy. And I can be accountable for my energy before I allow that other energy to come in. It's a great question. And in January, when I stood here and I talked about what was coming in 2016, the I am energy was at like the top of the list. So we knew we were going to be working on I am energy this year. But community is also in that. So we knew that we would be working in different communities, in different venues of coming together and supporting and helping each other. And we also knew that it was a year about relationships. So it's like hindsight is always 20/20. I can look back and I can say, oh, this is what they were talking about. And I'm sure when I talk in September, I'll even be smarter about what they meant in January, right? But right now, I'm seeing where we are required to come together with community. And it is also a year of higher consciousness. So of course, the angels and guides and ascended masters and the collective light, they're going to come forward and give us those clues and guide us on our paths, how to move into higher consciousness, how to connect to our I am energy, how to connect with communities that support us in that, how to be in healthy relationships. But that also requires that we release the old patterns, the old beliefs that we have. And we have a lot of them, and those are the things that are also getting triggered right now. The triggers are not fun, right? They're painful. But they're really an opportunity to grow and evolve. And as long as we look at them that way and we embrace them and we go, oh, I'm being triggered, and we suspend or we detach from that emotion, we can move through it. Okay, other questions? So as we move into April, I'd mentioned that the planets, the energies right now, are giving us this bouncy stuff. Yesterday was a softer day. Today's a lighter day, but the energy's going to crescendo again as we go into this week. That's planetary, but it's also the work that we have to do. So do you have any questions about tools that you can use? Yes? What tools? What tools? Yes. So I kind of asked my own question tonight. I think that's been spinning in some of your minds maybe as what tools can we use. Doing events like this, coming together as a community, is a tool. Sometimes when we're going through a tough spot in our lives, we have a tendency or we just want to be alone. Does anyone experience that? Go into our cave, go hide, go quiet, go silent. Now is the time to not do that. Be in a place that supports you. And I'm not talking that you have to go to a place and you have to talk about it. I'm talking about going to a place that will elevate your frequency in another way. The laws of manifestation, the more of something creates the more of something. So if I'm talking about how badly I feel, I create more of that. So you want to be in a community that supports where you're going, not one that supports you talking about the more equal more equal more. Okay? Yes, I have a question in the back there.
So you're talking about your recognizing our I am presence and all that kind of stuff, and sort of healing these things that we believe about ourselves. Reminds me of sort of what's going on, like, politically right now. Like, sort of we're the children, and we're sort of like facing our parents who are the government or whatever. And I've noticed that like on a micro level too, with people facing their families and like the child inside themselves. And I think that's really connected to like speaking your truth. And I'm wondering sort of what kind of tools there are for like when you might feel like you can't speak your truth or your truth is not received, like on that micro level or that macro level, like that feeling like the child in me wants to be heard but is not being heard right now.
Right. And that's being triggered, and that's an excellent question, because a couple points on that. The universe is going to continue to put those events or those opportunities in front of us in small scale, like in our personal lives every day, as well as on a grand scale, like in the election or world events where there's clashes happening in that. And when we feel that emotion, that's simply our soul. Its purpose is simply to trigger us to take action. And then the tool comes in if it's that inner child, that inner girl or that inner boy, and we all have that energy, desires to be heard. We've waited lifetimes to be heard by external forces. We desire somebody else to validate us, right? We want to hear it from somebody else, for someone else to validate us. And the I am energy is about validation of yourself. You can stand in front of a mirror and talk to yourself. Validate yourself. In your car, driving somewhere, speak to yourself. Tell yourself, speak the words that you want to hear, that inner child wants to hear. There's healing in those words, but there's more healing in vibration. Sound is so important for us right now. There's vibration in my words. There's words that you're hearing, but you're also picking up on the vibration. So when you speak to yourself, it's healing on multiple levels. Speaking to yourself in the car or while you're getting ready for work in the morning is a very effective way. And if you don't feel comfortable staring at yourself in the mirror, then you don't have to, but validate yourself. Think about all of us are going through some sort of transformation or transition right now. So sometimes it's difficult for someone else to be open to validating us because they're in their own space. But also, it's not their responsibility. It's really us acknowledging who I am and validating myself. That's all that's important. I validate myself. And I'm not talking about being selfish or arrogant or my ego. I'm saying being honest and authentic with who you are at the core of your heart. And that finding what's at the core of your heart might take a little bit quiet time before you go into the community. But know who you are here. Know who you are. What is love about for you? What is giving for you? It's a great question. And we're going to continue to get bombarded as the election gets closer and as there's more global events. Think about on the small level here, we're all individually going through change, but the world is also going through change. So that's why there's a lot of conflict happening around the world. A lot of people struggling for their position and validation. Yes. We have a question. Oops.
Hi, thanks
Hi.
for being here again today.
Thank you for being here.
Actually, the last time I was here was the last time that you spoke at the beginning of the year. And what I'm getting today is that today's about transformation.
Yes.
Can you speak to what has happened, what messages have come to you, or what has happened since you've been here last that brings us to transformation today?
That's a great question. Thank you. So, in the eyes of science, we are always evolving. We're a species that is always evolving, physically and mentally. But energetically and spiritually, we're also evolving. So when we talk about moving into higher consciousness, it's a year of opening up that higher consciousness. So to move into that state, we have to go through some transformations, or we have to transmute some of our energy so that we can. And some of that transmutation is letting go. Simply letting go of old beliefs, letting go of past. And transformation is really creating the future, creating and looking forward. And that can be tough when you don't know what the forward is, right? That's where it's coming to heart to say, where am I here? And as long as I use this as my compass, I can start moving in that direction. And it feels a little bit more comfortable if you know where your heart compass is. So that's why I say start there. Does that answer your question? Okay, thank you. And there was one here. Oops.
So when you mentioned community, it resonated with me quite a bit. And so my mind has been working on that since you first mentioned it. And I'm thinking that, or getting, or who knows where it's coming from, okay? I don't know the lingo. That we are being called to redefine community. And you mentioned world events, and there are a lot of things that can cause us pain or fear, but they are all part of our community now because we're connected in ways that we didn't even realize before. So that's just what I wanted to observe.
Absolutely, absolutely. And sometimes we need to have some conflict, and sometimes even in our lives we need to experience uncomfortableness. Some people would call it pain, but we need to experience that uncomfortableness in order to know to move away from it. That it's not feeling good, so therefore I'm going to move away from this and move more in this direction. Because without those kind of road markers, or without those little indications, we don't evolve. We stay status quo. And I'm not saying that you have to experience pain or you have to experience uncomfortableness to grow, but some of us don't like to change. And that's going to get us to move forward, is that uncomfortableness. Yes?
So many of us have trouble sleeping at night, and some people say, oh, it's downloads, or, you know. And I'm wondering about the time of night, and you mentioned tools. And so some of the different tools that I've learned are about self-healing, or about meditating where you're sending out love to other people.
Yes.
Sometimes I wonder whether I'm just supposed to lay there and not be sleeping, and you know, is this download just happening and that's all I'm supposed to do? And you mentioned positive affirmations, and so some nights I think, okay, let's just start listing those. So I'm curious, what's to my best advantage? I'm laying there, too tired to get out of bed, too tired to open my eyes, but the brain is so active, and the heart, of course, is so capable of sending love out at that time. And I'm wondering what we should be, what would you recommend any of us do for that best use of that time?
So the veil is the thinnest between 2 and 5 a.m. The veil is the energy that's between here, this earthly dimension, and other dimensions. No, you got it. Yeah. So So between 2 and 5. And there's not a right answer for what you should do. What I would say is don't judge yourself like, "God, what's wrong? Did I have too much caffeine? What's wrong with me?" Stay away from judgment. Ask for guidance at that time. Sometimes I just ask, "Can I go back to sleep, please?" I just simply ask that. Sometimes I get up and I meditate. Sometimes if it's warm outside, I'll go for a walk, or I'll go sit outside on my patio. Sometimes I'll write or journal. Sometimes there is purpose that they want you to know, and sometimes it simply is a download of information that you don't need right now, you might need at some later point in your life. But when we engage with our mind and we try to figure it out, we defeat the just allowing it to happen. So if I were to tell you one thing, is just allow. Just allow. Okay? Yes, one more.
So, Laurie, this morning I heard it, and then you said it too. Just let it go. Let go of stuff that's not working for you. Do you have any tools that can help with that? Because it sounds such an easy process, but I haven't found it it's as easy for me.
Yeah, as most of us are overachievers or high achievers, so we have this expectation when we hear let it go, we're just going to let it go. And we've had lifetimes, in this lifetime, of holding on and controlling and wanting to have control, because it means freedom for a lot of us, wanting control. And so when we have to let go, or when we have to learn, it's unlearning those behaviors. And it's catching yourself. That's when we have the best time to learn, is where, I just wanted to control that, and then modify the behavior. It's that course correction, that self-course correction that you do at the minute that it happens. Letting go of any judgment that you have. Don't judge yourself like, "God dang, I did it again." I do it. I do it, and it's that gentleness that says, wow, I still need to learn that. Okay, I'm going to work on that. All right. Acceptance. That's the feminine energy. That's Lady Portia. That's that divine feminine energy of just allowing. Knowing it's always there, but pulling it out. Okay. So, thank you. What beautiful energy here. Look around the circle and acknowledge all the energy. The glowing light that emanates from all of us. Breathe it in. Feel that energy within your body. Feel it move in the pulse of your hands, in the palm of your hands, and into the person that's standing next to you. For a moment, acknowledge your inner flame, that inner light. Create a feeling of heat or a visual of flame. Turn it up. Ignite it. Take a moment to acknowledge that flame as its burning brilliance, and that's your burning brilliance. This is your burning brilliance to take out into the world, to share, to continue to turn up, to take out into the community, to share in the relationships that you are in and those that you are yet to explore. It's that I am energy that you've acknowledged here today. The connection that you've made with Saint Germain, Lady Portia, carries you forward. That please know that you always have access to the violet flame to assist in this ignition of the heart. And as we leave here today, know you carry this flame with you, this beautiful flame, this I am energy. Many blessings to all. Aho! Woo!